Good day to you all, comrades and friends. This is Global Weekly News, serial number 30. I am speaking from Bangalore, attending CATU 17th All India Conference at Bangalore. So, in the meanwhile, I have prepared this Global Weekly News, serial number 30. Number first, success of nurses' struggle in New York. More than 7,000 nurses of Mount Sinai and Montefiore hospitals went on strike from 9th January. After 3 days of struggle, they won the battle. Demands were adequate appointment of nurses to take care of patients in a qualitative way, fair wage revision, no cut in the existing health benefits, etc. In the polls, in the referendum on 21st December to decide about going on strike, 98.8% workers voted in favor of the strike. Initially, 16,000 nurses of 8 hospitals decided to go on strike, but the managements of 6 hospitals came forward to make agreements, and therefore the strike did not take place in those hospitals. Second, we go to Peru, South American country. On 7th December 2022, impeachment motion against Pedro Castillo, the left president of Peru, was passed. Pedro was forced to resign. He was put in preventive custody for 18 months. The people of Peru in thousands are agitating in the streets of Peru against the arrest of Pedro Castillo. Deputy President Dina Boluarte was made the de facto president. She declared emergency and repressed the protesting people. US government recognized the Boluarte-led government. So far, 48 people were killed by government repression. If such repression has taken place in Cuba or Venezuela, which US considers as the enemies, US would have condemned this oppression like anything. Through Twitter, US just expressed its concern about violence in Peru. US issued a statement, NAMCA was, to end the violence through talks. People of Peru demand reinstatement of Pedro Castillo as the president. Dina Boluarte shall resign. Constitution of a new constituent assembly and framing a new constitution and immediate elections to the parliament. Government through corporate media is stigmatizing the people on protest as terrorists and violent people. Journalists of independent media are also being attacked. More than 100 international journalists of different media like People's Dispatch, Globetrotter, etc., through a letter to Peru government have demanded stoppage of repression and protection of independent journalists and their human rights. Rosia Leandro Melgar is the head of Ayacucho People's Front. On 15th December, 10 people died due to government repression in Ayacucho area. Melgar has been meeting the victims and fighting for justice to them. She condemned stigmatization of the protesting people. She was arrested on 12th January, alleging that she is connected to an armed group, which is not the fact. She has been propagating that constitution supporting new liberal policies shall be scrapped and changed. Third, we go to Somaliland in Africa, in the Horn of Africa. Somaliland is an autonomous country within Somalia. Somaliland is in the Horn of Africa region. In 1991, Somaliland declared independence from Somalia, but not recognized by any government so far. 3.5 lakh people live there. UK and United States are supporting the tensions in the Horn of Africa. Various sections of people are not happy. A movement for the merger of Somaliland and Somalia has emerged. Certain clans means a group of families. Certain clans are in control of politics of Somalia. These clans rule by making divisions in the society. If one man, one vote system is brought, the domination of the clans, that will disappear. In parts of Somaliland, people are struggling against the authorities. Due to repression by the authorities, 20 people were killed in the past few weeks. Struggles are going on from the end of December. People of Somalia are also on struggle demanding a strong center. US interventions in Somalia are more. Somalian youth along with Somali diaspora that is Somali people living in foreign countries, are demanding merger of Somalia and Somaliland. Joe Biden announced that his government will cooperate more with the government of Somaliland. This has enraged the people. This has made the people angry. In Somaliland, there is a company, General Energy. The company is listed in London stock market. The company management, General Energy management, is telling that it has the rights to exploit the oil wells in Somaliland. Somalian government has objected to this. And anti-imperialist activists of Somalia believe that there is no benefit out of foreign companies. US is supporting the rebels of Ethiopia, another country in the Horn of Africa. Comrades and friends, we go to see the Israel's violence on Palestinians. They are continuing. Benjamin Netanyahu became the Prime Minister of Israel for the sixth time. He was elected in November elections. In the history of Israel, this is the worst far-right government. This government is acting against the women and LGBTQ minority communities. Netanyahu government has started an operation, Breaking the Wave. As per this operation, Israeli security forces enter the Palestinian areas in West Bank near Jerusalem, also kidnap Palestinian children. This operation is to suppress the struggles of the Palestinians. Vijay Prasad of Globetrotter visited many times Palestinian refugee camp at Kalandia. He had given some advices to Palestinians. Ramsey Aslan, 17-year-old Palestinian youth, was arrested. His father, Samir Aslan, aged 41, yelled at his son, "Be strong." That time, some Palestinians threw stones at Israeli forces. Samir Aslan did not throw stones, but he was shot at by an Israeli sniper. 18-year-old Abdul Hadi Nabal was also shot at. So far in 2023, this year, 7 Palestinians were killed by Israeli security forces. The foreign minister of Palestinian Authority, Mr. Al-Maliki, he went to Brazil to participate in the swearing-in ceremony of Lula da Silva, the new left president of Brazil. After his return to Palestine, Israel told him not to leave West Bank without Israeli permission any longer. The freedom of mobility so far given to the Palestinian authorities is snatched away by Israel. Palestinian residents have to stand in long queues before apartheid walls to meet their families on the other sides of the walls. So, comrades, we are going to see fifth item, pension reforms in France. French government led by Macron has increased the retirement age of the pensioners from 62 to 64 years. On 10th January, all the main trade unions of France, including CGT, have called for national level mobilization and joint strike on 19th January against pension reforms. Left front, including French Communist Party, are opposing pension reforms. On 10th January, pensionable age is increased to 64 from 62. From 2027, only those who complete 43 years of service will get full pension. When Macron was the Prime Minister in 2019, that time also he was Prime Minister, 2019, he enhanced the retirement age from 62 to 65 years. He converted all the 42 pension schemes to one scheme. He announced the grade point system to ascertain pension amount. Trade unions strongly opposed these reforms. Then came COVID-19 and therefore reforms were not implemented. Trade unions say that pension reforms will affect the low living age workers in the unorganized industries. French Communist Party head and parliament member Vivian Roussel has said, well, government says pension funds are bankrupt. This is a lie. Government shall bring reforms in such a way that pension amount is increased, more jobs are created, more wages shall be given, and $8,600 crore as tax on the profits of big business. Youth groups will conduct a national rally on 21st January in Paris. The youth are demanding pension at 60 years of age. Macron shows himself as a modern man but takes France to 19th century. Sixth, we go to Afghanistan. Comrades and friends, this winter, 90% people of Afghanistan are having food insecurity. Afghans' financial savings are freezed in US banks. Taliban government is not having any answer to the issues of the people. Education for women in Afghanistan is denied. Women are not able to take part in public life. John England, chairman of Norwegian Refugee Council, went to Kabul of Afghanistan and pointed out to the Taliban authorities to allow women in service, especially in foreign aided institutions, including United Nations aid agencies. To save the children and to save the women, women workers are needed for international aid agencies. Turkey government has demanded convening of extraordinary meeting of Organization of Islamic Countries. The approach of Taliban government is anti-Islamic. That's what the Turkey government says. From cradle to grave, we have to be in pursuit of knowledge, according to Islam. And how can you prevent knowledge gaining by women? That is what said by Erdogan, head of the Turkey government. Lastly, we go see the developments in Chile, South American country. Comrades and friends, Augusto Pinochet, he was the military dictator from 1973 to 1990. He brought a constitution in 1980, and that constitution is pro-neoliberal economy and the private capital. In 2022, last year, Gabriel Boric, leftist, was elected as the president. He tried to change the constitution as per his electoral promise. In September 2022, however, 62% of people voted against the constitution, the draft constitution. The obscurantist reactionary forces through social media propagated many lies and falsehoods about constitutional changes. But Gabriel Boric did not give up. He brought a bill on 11th January in the parliament for a new constitution. 109 voted in favor, 37 opposed. In the Senate meeting on 3rd January, 42 voted in favor and 7 against. Therefore, the new constitution will come to place in 2023 through the due process of constituting a constituent assembly, holding referendum, etc. Thank you, comrades. Lal Salam. This is Comrade R. Singaravelu from Bangalore, attending CITU All India 17th Conference. Lal Salam.